We're settled with barbecues. I mean, it seems like a new thing of late.
Well, chicken and beer got him in trouble before, so...
I guess I just imagined that Pedro and David Ortiz were besties, and then here you go. The man is calling him out and putting some of the blame, I guess, on the Devers situation on David Ortiz, the way he handled things in spring training. So.
Yeah, I think that obviously they're probably still really good friends. I think Pedro's just saying, hey, here's what you should have did, Big Papi. You know, and Big Papi might...
Or Pedro knows that Ortiz is compromised, and he's calling him out for being a pawn in the game to discredit Devers. I mean,
he's compromised in what way?
That he's doing the organization's bidding.
Yeah, but Pedro's also like deeply enrooted in the organization as well.
But he's always been his own person. You can never get Pedro to say anything other than how he himself feels.
Right, but he's never crapped on the organization or
well, when he was here, when he went to the Mets, he certainly did. He was not happy about Lucchino.
Well, he wasn't he wasn't happy about how they treated him. I'm saying after in his retirement, it's always been, you know, when you listen to him, what's he on Fox MLB he does? Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you listen to him, he's always, you know, he's a Red Sox lifer.
But you can't deny the point that Curtis is making, which is that David Ortiz is on the payroll.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's a paid employee. And so...
And that's just such a crummy thing to do for Ortiz. You use your role. You are used by the organization. You have a dollar figure where you can give an opinion at the exact moment to try and prevent the team from really getting killed by the fan base by saying he wouldn't even reply to my texts.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it was orchestrated. Like
what?
I don't.
You think it was just happenstance?
Well, yeah, because I think David Ortiz was asked about it and talked about it, and a lot of your conspiracies I'm in on. This
isn't even a conspiracy. This is the modus operandi of the Boston Red Sox. This ownership group has done this every time a good player's left. Or
but there's no way so then what you're saying is they called up Big Papi and said, "Hey, listen, we need you to get out ahead of this."
They're like, "Big Papi, do you have a bus license?
Yes,
back it if you could over Rafael Devers."
Yeah, listen.
Why do you
let the world know that he didn't return any text messages?
Wait, so according to you guys, his opinion just changed the second they traded him?
No, I think his opinion had been this way, like in the sense that...
Okay, can you give me the other examples that he's talked about an inability to reach Devers?
Maybe he was never asked about it. I don't know.
But he's never brought it up either. Like I just keep going.
So do you... Wait a second. Because this is... So do you believe...
So your answer to my question is he's never been asked about it?
I'm not sure if he has ever been asked about... Has Devers...
Was he asked about... Did Devers reach out to him when he gave that information after he was traded?
Well, he must have been asked about something.
Well, he volunteered. That's the whole point.
He said the diva attitude. I reached out to him.
All right. I'm not going to... It's okay.
Diva. Yeah,
diva attitude.
Or diva. I like both. But yes.
Why, do you believe it, Courtney?
Well, I go back to when it was my lead back when Rafael Devers first was upset and said that he wasn't going to move to DH. And what David Ortiz said around that time is much different than what we're hearing him say about Rafael Devers now.
Are you in the camp that the ownership group called up Big Papi and said, hey, we need you to get out there and put out a...
I could see that happening.
Well, Big Papi, I never knew he was that influenced.
You think he would do that, David Ortiz?
He just did.
Wow.
Jeez, I don't know.
So, but when I said this, I was calling Ortiz a liar and I was a bad person. Now Pedro does it, and what do you guys say to that?
No. Pedro said he didn't like with Ortiz the way he went about doing it.
Right.
He never said David Ortiz is lying.
Right. He just said he should have kept it private.
Do you think that Rafael Devers reached out to Big Papi when...
Returned his phone calls or his text messages?
Yeah, I could see that happening, but I think both could be true. I don't think David Ortiz would necessarily go out and talk that way about Rafael Devers and expose that he's not getting back to him unless the Red Sox organization endorsed that. I got to get back to what he said about Devers back in the spring is all I can base this off of. It needs to begin at the beginning. Thank you. It's a complete 180.
And what was it that he said that you're talking about?
I'm trying to find the exact quote. I don't want to misquote him, but it was basically about the fact that Devers, not wanting to go to DH, he is the face of your franchise. He is the David Ortiz of your franchise, and he should be able to stay at third base about Bregman. So I'm trying to find that.
that he should be able to stay at third base over Bregman?
Yep. Here it is.
Okay.
David Ortiz on Devers and Bregman. You are not talking about just another ball player. You are talking about Rafael Devers, the current David Ortiz type player the Red Sox have. Listen to me. That's the team's best player. Bregman might have better defensive numbers. I'll give you. Hold on. It stopped. Shoot. I hate when this happens. It's loading. I'll give you that. But you are not talking about a Mickey Mouse type player. You are talking about Rafael Devers.
Wow. That's a pretty big swing.
Yeah.
That just stands out in my mind.
Back then.
That was February 18th.
Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, like David Ortiz would text Curtis, and you know what he got back? Bubbles.
I hate those.
I can't stand the bubbles.
Left on red?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like, damn, cuz.
Like, I mean, can you... And worse, what if he texted him, said, listen, love to check in with you. Appreciate, very talented guy. Understand that things might be trouble right now, so... Just want you to know I will do anything I can possibly to try to repair what's going on here. And you know what he got back? A K.
No.
Oh, wow.
Just a K.
Well, you know what's even worse? The thumbs up button on the words.
Thumbs up emoji?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, so I have now the foul territory. The initial quote that set this all off was translated by a gentleman named Hector Gomez, and who knew David from the Dominican. And in the quote, he said, "You can't imagine how many times I wrote him trying to give him advice, but unfortunately he has communication problems. He almost never returned my messages," meaning he did return some messages, but I don't blame him. He's a good guy. Like, to say that that's some full-throated defense as well, like, I think we overstated this. But the organization, as you know, why do you think they waited until Monday night to do the press conference at 8 o'clock? When they made the trade Sunday afternoon. Everything about this was trying to get ahead of narratives. The Red Sox are terrified.